Not too long ago, we covered the most underrated weapon in Fortnite, but today we wanted to talk about the most hyped up weapons that always seem to let us down. What's going on? It's your boy Prez with the Leaderboard, and these are the most overrated weapons in Fortnite. Before we ruin your week by proving everything you know about Fortnite weapons is wrong, let's lay out some ground rules. A solid weapon is one that's easy to handle when things are tough, it deals a lot of damage when it counts, and it serves a clear purpose. We're not talking about trying to use snipers in close range combat here, folks, but if you've ever had a one-on-one close-up fight during a sniper shooter LTM, you know exactly how hellish that can be. Today we're talking about popular consensus and weighing against the weapon's actual effectiveness in combat. Got it? Good. Weapon number 1, the rocket launcher. You have to admit it's pretty appealing when you pop open a chest and feel yourself basking in the glow of a supersized weapon. But is the rocket launcher really that great? We love a good rocket ride, but if your aim is to destroy structures and consequently other players, it might not be as awesome as you think. Thanks to TRN's incredible Fortnite weapon stat chart, we know that the blue rocket launcher will hit your opponent at long range for 110 max damage. That's head or body. With a reload speed of 2.8 seconds, the purple one bumps that up to 116 and 2.7 seconds, and the gold is 121 at 2.5 seconds. But who's out there trying to DPS no skins with rocket launchers? Rocket launchers are for structural damage. If you want to blast someone from long distance, chances are you're using a sniper and gunning for that 200 plus damage headshot. What we really want to know here is whether this stacks up as a structural damage weapon, and the quick answer is nope. In fact, at all three tiers, a good old-fashioned grenade launcher does the exact same amount of damage to structures as a rocket launcher, but the grenade launcher is more common and shoots much more quickly than the RPG. Another key difference is that the grenade launcher has a magazine of 6. That's 6 times that of the RPG. Sure, the grenade launcher does a little less player damage, but it also is a hell of a lot faster to blast a few grenades into a structure than fire one rocket at a time. Some might argue that the rockets are still better because they're more predictable, but that's only really true if you haven't mastered the art of the grenade launch. Why do you think we have a playground mode? Get to work and learn those grenade arts like the back of your hand. Weapon number 2, the double barrel shotgun. The shotgun is a Fortnite staple, with a variety of types including the pump, the tactical, the heavy, and of course, the double barrel. We'll get to our thoughts on the pump in a bit, but let's first set our sights on the double barrel. You see it and you think double barrel must mean double damage, and that's the golden gun right there. If only that were the case. Imagine yourself in this all too familiar situation. After bypassing countless green and blue pump shotties, a few tacks, and even dropping a heavy for that oh so rare DB, you get into a solo build battle against a full squad. Never one to give up, you come out blasting with your boomstick, only just to be a little bit out of range. Click, click. The Skull Trooper skin you most definitely did not purchase a few weeks ago is suddenly useless. Before you know it, you're taking the L in spectator mode as the team of Jon Weiss dance on your shallow grave. Trooper, I still can't believe you thought you had a good thing going when you passed on that heavy. See, headshots with a double barrel are fantastic if you can get one, but that's a big if. With a super small mag and extremely limited range, the double barrel will leave you SOL in a battle. This weapon wasn't always so shockingly disappointing. The double barrel used to pack a real punch, with up to 143 base damage for an epic and a 150 for a legendary. Unfortunately, Epic had some challenges with this gun, presumably not from the people who used it. They were happy as clams, but I'm sure the folks getting annihilated by it had their grievances. As it goes, Epic adjusted the range to spare those poor souls who screamed the loudest. I mean, offered legitimate criticism. By Season 6, the 150 or 143 was dwarfed by the paltry 120 to 114. Since not all of us spent our free time pursuing patch notes, we basically woke up one day to discover that our new favorite gun had already been nerfed. The double barrel shotgun was double barrel done, but it's taken some players a while to realize that the weapon isn't quite what it used to be. To be fair, you can still get 150 damage with a gold double barrel headshot and 142.5 damage with a purple. But why bother when you can get your paws on a heavy with a max headshot damage of 185 at epic level and an insane 192.5 at legendary level? At that point, you're better off landing a headshot than pickaxing the player just once. That way, you'll both save ammo and get a hilarious clip. With more than double the range, a significantly larger mag size, and even a higher damage payout, for a close range headshot, the heavy shotgun is a much more versatile option. Side by side, the only benefit of the double barrel over the heavy is that you can potentially take down a full shield opponent with 2 body shots instead of 3. Also, those 2 shots will come out a lot faster with the double barrel superior fire rate, but even so, you basically have to be close enough to have a dance off with them. And you probably should go for a headshot at that point anyways. Okay, we've convinced you that the double barrel is overrated. That's why we need a sturdy blue pump, right? Slow down there, buddy. Number 3, the blue pump. So while you can find a green pump practically anywhere you drop, the blue pump is decidedly rarer, though it's not clear why. Our issue with this gun is not that much better than the green pump. You're 3 times as likely to find a green pump as you are to find a blue one, but the damage bump between the two is only 10 max for a headshot at the standard 2 times multiplier. That's 2 mushrooms, not even half a mini. Sure, if you have the option to grab a blue one or a green one, pick the one that's gonna do 5% extra damage for that 0.001% of battles where it matters. If you're celebrating finding a blue pump instead of a green one, we think that you'd be better off spending that time working on your aim game and maybe looting a few chests to find a heavy. You could argue that the blue pump's faster reload time makes it a better choice, but is that 1/5 of a second really worth scouring the blue over the green pump? This brings us to an even bigger issue. Pumps in general have an extremely long reload time. Like, put down your controller, respond to a text message, long reload time. Or even post on Instagram story about how bored you are waiting for the pump to reload, long reload time. Okay, so maybe we're exaggerating a bit, but next to that good old tack, the pump ain't so great. You see, a great pump will do a lot of damage, but miss it and you'll be there for several precious moments trying to get another shot in. On the other hand, your run-of-the-mill great tactical shotgun has more than double the fire rate of either pump. Plus, you get 3 extra shots. Given that every single tac pump maxes out with a 2-shot headshot kill or a 3-shot body shot kill, why bother with the weight? Sure, the tac has a slower reload rate, but how often do you actually get in 8 shotgun shots without having a chance to break for a reload? We recognize that in true gameplay, you won't run around with a loadout of only shotguns. And if you do, well, not all heroes wear capes. We also know somebody probably has single-handedly blasted your foe with an AR a few times before you even get close enough to shotgun them. When assessing shotguns, you just want a mean thrust to top off your enemy and send them to Fortnite heaven. What we're saying here is that if you've done a few dings of damage, but you're not fully confident in your ability to land a close-range guaranteed headshot, you're probably generally better off going with Team Tac. Weapon number 4, the suppressed AR. While we're sure all the weapons we've discussed so far will whip up a discussion in the comments, which is totally encouraged by the way, this one might be the most controversial of them all. There are plenty of Fortnite players who will defend this one to the death, but please don't do that. We're not responsible for anyone dying due to impassioned defense of a video game weapon, please. Assault rifles are decidedly important Fortnite guns. But as sound sensitive as this game is, a few shots from the AR is an invitation to get third-partied and lose from a random who happens to jump into a showdown with full health and full shields. The suppressed AR should be some kind of saving grace since it makes so much less noise. You can unload round after round on suspecting defaults as they scramble to figure out where those shots are coming from. Unfortunately, the way that this thing pans out is that you usually find yourself missing the kind of shots that you normally make. It kind of makes you miss that blue AR that you dropped to pick up this thing instead. The big question behind the suppressed AR is why? You vaulted your beloved drum gun for this? Even a legendary suppressed AR only does as much damage as the blue AR. But hey, it's quieter. Even trade? Not exactly. One issue is that the suppressed AR's bullet spread, or bloom if you're feeling more poetic, is more than twice that of any AR, which means that your suppressed AR becomes very inaccurate very quickly. Why would a regular AR, not even a Scar, have a stronger stats than the legendary suppressed AR? Well, one thing to note is that even though the suppressed AR is full auto, you can tap fire to increase the number of rounds you can fire per second. Hold on. You're telling me that the advantage of a gun designed to be played as full auto requires you to tap fire? Mind explosion. This method could give you a hefty damage buff, and when you compare the damage per second between the normal gold Scar and the suppressed AR, you find that it's fairly significant, up to 26 damage. The AR will offer more damage overall and generally be more consistent when fired full auto, but if you want the leverage of the suppressed AR, you can blast out more rounds per second with little starting or stopping, if you want to prevent that plume thing from getting out of control. With a solid AR, you can spray your enemy at close range without having to worry too much about bloom. With the suppressed, you can ultimately deal more damage in distance play by incorporating a little bit of tactical strategy. Plus, the whole shebang is that it's going to be much quieter. Okay, makes sense. What's the problem? Well, as we mentioned earlier, you're not going to beat a sniper for anything distance related, not even sound-wise. Even though snipers fire with a snap, a headshot will put a player out of commission before they even know what happened. With a suppressed AR, your longer range shot is going to require a few hits that the enemy is definitely going to notice no matter what. So, if you can have all of your bases covered with a regular AR and a distance weapon, I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't really leave much to be excited about as far as a suppressed AR. All right, people, let us know, what overrated weapons did we miss here today? Is the heavy sniper rifle trash? Are all ARs just ground AR garbage? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out the leaderboard on Discord, when you can post all of your rants for all of us to see here. Also, be sure to subscribe to the leaderboard for more Fortnite videos. It's been your boy Prez. Thanks for watching.